History of architecture. It is a record of man's effort to build beautifully. It traces the origin, growth, and decline of architectural styles, which have prevailed lands and ages. Historic style of architecture. The particular method, the characteristics, manner of design which prevails at a certain place in time. There are 6 influences of architecture. First is geographical. Second is geological. Third is climate. Fourth is religion. Fifth is social and political. And last is historical. Let's take a look at historic timeline of architecture. Here you can see different civilization and how their work influences one and other. Let's talk about prehistoric architecture and their historical architectural evidences. Architecture's origins are linked to humans' need for protection from the weather. Early structures imitated bird nests and animal lairs, evolving into huts made of branches and turf, as well as caves used for shelter. Monoliths, menhir, freestanding stone, dolmens covered stone slab, cromlechs circular placement of stone, tumuli burial mounds, beehive huts, lake dwellings, wooden huts supported on piles. The historical style. This discusses the development of historical architecture in Europe, Egypt, and Assyria, emphasizing how it involves artistic construction. Initially, humans used natural shelters like caves for protection from the weather and danger. When humans progressed from primitive times, they built improved homes and temples. Prehistoric architecture in Egypt, they used massive walls and columns with strong columns supporting flat roofs, while in Babylonia, brick construction and arches evolved due to limited building materials. These styles influenced Greek architecture. Grecian architecture traces its origin to wooden huts with posts and beams, later developed into the prodromas of Greek houses in the Mycenaean period. The transition to marble or stone enabled the refinement of details and proportions, leading to the emergence of distinct orders like Doric, Ionic, and Corinthian, showcasing the artistic and mathematical skill of the Greeks. The term order refers to specific techniques used to proportion and adorn a column, along with the part it carries, namely the entablature. Romans used both columns and arches together in constructions like the Colosseum and triumphal arches. Over time, the Romans shifted to using arches alone as the primary support system, leading to the disappearance of columns as functional elements and revealing the underlying arcuated system. Roman architecture utilized columns and semicircular arches, influencing the construction of great basilicas and spreading throughout Europe due to Roman conquest. As the Roman Empire declined, European states developed their variations of the semicircular arched style, leading to the emergence of later Romanesque architecture. In the 12th century, the pointed arch was introduced, driven by constructive necessity and inventive genius, marking the transition from Romanesque to Gothic architecture. The pointed arch characterizes the Gothic or pointed style architecture prevalent in Europe during the 13th to 15th centuries, seen in magnificent cathedrals reflecting the religious sentiment of the Middle Ages. European architecture can be broadly categorized into 2 types. First is classic, beam-based. Second is Gothic, arch-based. Roman architecture is a transitional style aiming to combine round arches and domes, while Gothic architecture presents a complete system of arcuated construction with a strong decorative and expressive character, reaching its peak in the Middle Ages before the revival of arts and letters in the 15th century. For centuries, people believed that ancient Romans held greater wisdom, leading to a focus on studying Roman art and literature. Later, the emphasis shifted to include Greek remains, but a preference for medieval ideals emerged in various aspects of society. Efforts were made to modify the dominant influence of Roman and Greek traditions, resulting in diverse architectural expressions that reflect the complexity of the 20th century civilization. Thank you for watching. In the next video, we will talk about Egyptian architecture.